make sure it's all up and running. I mean, I see it. There we go. Kobe. I would change the volume on this. There we go. All right. Ignore the watermark. And the lack of hair. Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Where would I like to begin? Ooh. Well, Son of a Dungeon 3 is happening. And this stupid little heart emoji thing. Wait, my second B is lowercase. I need to fox that. My beard went away because I had to put some makeup on my face. So Son of a Dungeon 3 is happening. And I'm going down to LA for a week starting this Sunday. And we're going to be filming the first episode. Or I should say the first session. A session usually becomes like 2, if we're lucky, 3 episodes. So I have painting to do. I'm just gonna get all this context out of the way. We can get right into it and we can chill. We got a bunch of minis that I'm not allowed to tell you who's what or what is who. I do need the reference art. That's not it. Here we go. I kind of just want to print this out. Okay. I can at least prime them. Yeah, let's prime it. Okay. So we're not going to get in huge detail, but we will. I need to clean these up and prime them. I'm probably going to be streaming every morning for the rest of this week to get ready. So we got one character here. Sam printed all these out. And I got some duplicates just in case some of them break or broke in transportation. Yeah, I want to clean that edge off. I might just start with... I'll take a look which ones are easier to get through because of the way they printed. And then we only have one of these guys. So I gotta be extra careful. And he's this little scrawny little person. And then I think I only have one of these. So I gotta be careful with these. And then these are backups. Though even though this is a backup, I kind of just want to paint both of these. It's kind of like a thing 1, thing 2 situation. Okay, we'll put backups. Great. So let's just start by cleaning, right? Got a knife over there, got a knife over here. So easy, quick thing is the feet. Keep going on that, gotta get that. Here and here. Okay, just really the edges overall. And you know what? Geek out with my equipment for a second. If I I think that's doable. Let's put together a quick hand rest. I'll stop the... No, it won't. There we go. Oh, you stop, missed your step on the train. Don't blame me, you silly goose. You're the one who did it. It was your choice. It was yours, not mine. Ho ho. That's bum. Are you able to get off at the next stop and then take a stop back? There we go. This works. It's just gotta be just right. There we go. I mean, who's expecting me to go live randomly on a Tuesday late morning? No one. That's who. Last night I watched Weapons for the first time. Pretty good movie. Tuesday early evening. That's right, you're on your way home. Oh, way to climbing. Well then, it's okay. I get that feeling. It's, you know, sitting all day editing. It's like it's really hard not to turn on YouTube. I think this is the best angle, don't you guys think? Oren, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so Son of a Dungeon Season 3 is happening. Next week, I'm going to be in LA recording the first session. And I have to get all this guy and most of all these ones down here. There's some duplicates. Prepped and painted for next week's session. So I'm going to probably be streaming quite often this week to paint these suckers. I have not seen the announcement. I have had my head buried editing Corridor, editing Fables, which we're at like 13 episodes right now to be dropped, and working with a client on making a bunch of YouTube channels for their nonprofit. So I've been really busy. Also working out, boxing, and I just graduated 201 on my improv class, which is why, you know, I had to do this, because we had a Halloween grad show, and I painted my face as a skeleton. Oh, yeah, please let me know what happened. Yeah, you can DM me. That's no problem. It's got a lot of fuzzies right here. Alright, I think this guy's basically there. I saw that Freddie Wong were working on something for YouTube. Have you been a part of that too? No, I have not. I'm not a part of that. Not to my knowledge. Am I a part of it? I don't think I am. Who knows? I can wake up one day and find out that I am a part of it. We got like this deep cavity of gunk. I feel like a dentist. Oh, I'm not a part of that, no. Enjoy the climbing. Don't fall too much or too often. Unless you make it to the top, then it's okay to fall. Painting the feet is going to, and in the coat, it's going to get interesting. Okay, so that's actually a part of. What did I just break? Gunk. Okay, good. There we go. Just trying to get these little fuzzy bits. There we go. All right, Oren, you have a good one. I'm just gonna be here chugging away on this. I'm not gonna really see too much of right here. I just don't want it to be distracting. There we go. There we go. Whoever he is. Alright, how much work needs to be on this guy? Mostly little hairs. I feel like this should have been like here. It's like, this is the best angle I got. Oh. There we go. Tighten that up. There we go. More or less. Stiggy. Dude, I know the feeling. Got some frills right here. That's my focus face. I get to see the delay. It does have a lot of Warcraft vibes. And I wish I could tell you why, but I can't. I think this was printed in 2 parts. Yeah, the chest is slightly off. Twist. Twist. I mean, yeah, the shoulders being super huge. There's no perfecting this little offset. That the top part of him is printed differently than the bottom. All I can do is try to have a clean blend, or cleaner. Almost there. I think that'll be fine. That line I can't do much about. Cleaned up the chest. Let's get some frills out. Sweet. That's 3. This guy has no backup, so let's be extra careful with the skinny guy. Oh, is there frill around the chain? Or is it just the chain that looks like frill? Cannot tell. I think the chain just didn't print well. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave that. You know, when you're standing, you gotta pop that hip. Sliding down? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's why. Let's flip it upside down. That way, the more I lean on it, the less likely it'll get loose. And the tighter it'll get. A little bit of his loaf, not too much. Off the edges. There we go. Yes. Fucking around with the mic. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Back to work. Did the music stop? Bloop. What is that going on? Video paused. How do I interact with it? There we go. Just play it on my desktop. See some frills. There we go. Nice and clean. Perfect for priming. Wait, what's going on? Oh yeah. Okay. Look at this guy. Is all the original back for it? See, that's the thing I can't say. I cannot confirm nor deny that the original are back. What I can say is that next week I'm gonna be down in LA recording the first session, and it's a special session that I don't think anyone's going to expect. Are you hoping that it's the same people? Or are you hoping that we instead swapped them out for someone else? The heck is this gunk right there? Oh, no, I do have to use the other one. Dang it. Do you want us to swap out Ren for Jordan Allen instead? You know? Well, we'll take that in consideration, and you just have to keep hoping. Just keep hoping. chunk. There we go. Gotta go the other way now. Would you want to see the same characters? Total noob to D&D, good place to start. Well, I'm biased. You can always watch more that's on this channel. You know, this channel's got what is it now? 7 film festival awards for our D&D shows, and somewhere around like 12 nominations. So I'm biased. I think we try to make Son of a Dungeon very easy to approach. But we do cut out a lot of D&D aspect of it for the goofs and the gaffs and the story. I would say you can start with, if you were to check out this channel, I would recommend Lost Mine of Colossus. It's a 4-part series. And if you want to go bigger, Curse of Amity Islands, 20 episodes. Do a pretty good job at balancing the D&D aspect with goofs and gaffs. What are you hoping to learn more of? The dice side of things, the story side of things? I don't want to cut that off. Just want to clean the edge. We have 13 episodes prepped that we're about to drop on a bi-weekly schedule. So yeah, checking out this channel, you're going to get plenty of D&D knowledge if that's what you want. Cool. I got this little piece and then it's done. Next up, is there a difference between the two? The back didn't print that well. Take this one. the environments in the world. An architect? Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, we can derail for a hot sec. I mean, with your skill in architect, you know, you could build things that you can play with, and you could probably build some more complex things than what I just showed you. Or you know, 1,000 bricks built into this. It's very much miniature building. There we go. Magnets. Build some scaffolding. Let's see. It gets stuck because it just sits there. But there you go. Three-dimensional view a little bit. These are not 3D printed. These are all foam craft. The characters there are 3D printed. Put this over there. Let's see. Look, I can always pull these bad boys out. You know, I built some giant stairs. With these little magnetic bricks. And what we could do is, I'm not going to build the whole thing because it's huge. But in my setting, architecture is important. A lot of my dungeons are made by giants. So it's important that I can have a dungeon that's a little bit bigger than what the players are. And I can even place that there. So characters can move up a set of stairs. All the while, a giant moves much faster. Yeah, this giant dungeon took me a while to build. And I still need to build out Elven, which is a lot more Roman architecture. This is kind of like a prototype version of where I'm going with that. And then my Draconian culture has more Mayan architecture to it. And I have yet to start on that project. I have all I have is research. Because as an architect, you can explore different cultures, the real world, and you can build miniatures, design miniatures if you want, digital or physical. I am a big fan of the physical. And you can ask yourself, how would I get that architecture, that style? How would I get Mayan cities and Mayan pyramids through draconian culture, dragon culture? How would they come to that aesthetic? And why do they come to that aesthetic? And how do the construction style, the materials, and the cultural, not aesthetics, but the cultural art of my inspiration, how does that influence my dragon culture? A little bit of both. So for the Giants dungeon piece, I made prototypes because I had a feeling in my head. I drew it down. It's like, okay, this makes sense. And then I would take some foam and cut them up and get a couple prototypes going. And then I was really happy with that. And I was like, okay, let's dive in. I have to make, 60 tiles. So I know what the tiles look like. Let's go. And because I'm also somebody who likes scatter terrain versus just one big set. But then when it comes to the stairs, I think I made like 4 different types of prototypes because I didn't know exactly how I wanted the stairs to look like. And then when I came back to this, it's like, well, this is for elves, and because in my setting, elves were the ones who made the dungeons that are normal size. I was like, well, the elves came after the giants, so this would be inspired by giant architecture. So why not just make a giant version of this to some degree and use this as my foundation? When it comes to the elven stuff that I plan on making, I'm gonna have to do a lot of prototyping. Both drawing it and then just test making it. I'm somebody who can only go so far with the drawing, and I'm going to need to have to play with it with my fingers. There's a thing right here. It's huge, but it's the base of a tower. And I drew it out, and I know where it's supposed to go. But then once it gets into my hands, it's like, oh, this needs to adapt, this needs to change. Because I also have to adapt to the tools and the materials I have. And then also the playability, this is the game design side, the playability of it for around a table. I think I have one of my drawings around here. I have a few things. Don't have my drawing right here right now, but like this is a prototype for a giant's pillar that I want to do LED with. And then this was the final build with an acrylic stick. Is this even the right remote? Probably not. Is it even on? Fair question. There we go. Let's do it this way. So yeah. Oh, here's a couple of the prototypes of my tiles that I made. And I even went as far to paint the tiles to kind of find the color I liked, and I settled with this more than this. And I imagine that would help make it easier to 3D print. Yeah, the curly hair came out pretty great. I'm not even going to touch. I got to clean his face though, but I'm not going to really touch this. His eyes didn't come out. So we'll see how that goes in the painting process. There we go. Okay, so this looks less on accident, more deliberate. And that's what we want. Okay. Some hairs on the knees. Almost lost them there. Dude, I love how now I'm just hiding behind this. As if like I got this robotic vision. Okay. Let me put some shoes on. Standing. I need some soles to keep my feet comfy. All right. Hey, man. I mean, I haven't started a stream in a long time because I've been busy. All right, which one do we want? The knees are different. I think this one's going to be the easiest to clean. Fingies. Fingies are difficult. Let's see. Button, button. There we go. Boost the ISO so you guys can see a little bit better. Yeah, man, the lava's literally sitting right here. I mean, this is a version that I had to put on pause because, you know, when clients come knocking, you answer the door. This time I am working on some important minis for Son of a Dungeon Season 3 at Corridor Digital. Next week I'm going to be at the studio all week long helping with final setup and shooting the first session. Oh, are we about to lose a thumb? Gotta be careful. Definitely gotta strengthen that with some glue. he supposed to have facial hair? Yes, he is. Okay. So I can leave a little bit of this. Some clothes that blend in because of the print. This is how you cut yourself, so don't do what I'm doing. There we go. Why the scratchings? Because this one is 3D printed, and they just have some like leftover frills and hairs from the print itself. So I'm just trying to clean those things up before putting paint on it. Like we got some little loose hairs here, which is not that bad. And those can just, you know, get a nice little scrape to clean those off. But sometimes you'll see a grate right here. Let's make sure you can see. Right there is frills of the print actually kind of messing up. And I want to cut those out. Better angle. I can also do that. Lock in. There. And then smooth those out. There's some edging that's a little rough. I can try to clean that up. Hair's on his butt too. I know. I gotta get in there before they get a little crusty. This one's just annoying me. I can't get this one. A D&D setting that has dragons. Can I set a D&D setting, D&D game in a setting that has dragons, that doesn't have dragons? I think that's what you meant, like Star Wars. Absolutely. We have on this channel a 4-part Star Wars D&D game. You can check that out. I play. What are the little sand guys? I play one of them. Not a raider. Dang it! What are those guys called? Who are the little desert people in Star Wars? Man, I can't remember right now. Jawas. Yes, I was a little Jawa. In fact, we also have a 4-part Alien series. Kind of just made an homage to Alien, the movie. In fact, if you think like Alien and Star Wars as an example, right? Like if you want to go sci-fi, you know, I build these miniatures that are out of focus, but you could build sci-fi versions of these, sci-fi tiles, sci-fi ship layouts. Um, let's see if I can grab them all without dropping. You know, these are all. How big are they? 3x3 tiles. Remember, Giant's Dungeon. Normally when you make a tile, you will make a 3x3 grid because you're trying to make it as if it was made by somebody this scale. I zoom that up because it's made by giants, but it's supposed to hold each other. Magnets to help it so that way if someone bumps the table, they kind of stay together. But imagine this to be a dungeon on a space planet. Planets are in space. A space dungeon, or imagine if this was designed to look like metal. It's your ship. And you can really break it out into like a couple different styles. You can kit bash and make classic sci-fi ship models. You know, this big, said big, right? What am I looking at? About 2-foot long ships. You can make space stations if you wanted to. And they don't have to be the scale of the minis. You can use those just for the visual reference of where we are. But if you did want to go inside the ship, that's where those tiles and small hallways that you can make and design are perfect. Because then you can just have the outer shell be like, this is the building that I've designed. This is the spaceship or the space station. And then on the inside, if you do something like what I do, is I use, I don't know where the book is right now, but I use Shadowdark RPG's Random Dungeon Designer, and I made those tiles to work with that system, so all I have to do is roll some dice and it designs the floor plan very quickly. Two-dimensional, not vertical scaling like upstairs or downstairs, but I can figure that out myself connecting the rooms. And so you can design the aesthetic of a ship or a space station and really put your architectural prowess to that test. And then for hallways and rooms, you can kind of just randomize it and make it a smaller load on your brain. But then you're slowly putting together what is essentially a puzzle of what the inside of this ship is. And over time, your brain's going to put things together and be like, well, that was that space. Where's this space? And you're kind of building out a whole new thing in a new way versus predetermining every detail. And you're exploring that architectural layout with your friends playing RPGs with dice. So you basically come up with, like, this is the building, let's go inside, and you kind of figure out what's inside together. And with some dice rolls. Unless that's a part of it that you really love. In that case, make some rooms that make sense for the architecture. Why the walls are the way they are. That's fun shit. Like, I made this for the dungeon, which is just it's super simple of a design. I know in my head architecturally why this is the way it is. But inside, I'm also going to have a bunch of these because they were much faster and easier to make for little cavern hallways in a dungeon. Whereas this is like big entrances. And that's where I step away from strictly architecture and go to game design. Something fell. Don't know what it was. Okay, so we got this guy, we got this guy. I feel like Sam sent me 2 of these, not because he wanted backup, but because he wanted 2 of them. Specifically this guy. Oh, I still have to do this noble. And on top of that, let's say you just pick up normal D&D book, right, to just get starting. And you're like, I want to be more... I mean, we're using sci-fi as an example because you brought up Star Wars, but you want to play in sci-fi. Reskin the monsters. Reskin the gear. what makes sense in your aesthetic. Instead of a dragon, maybe dragons are all the stats for a ship. Goblins, they're raiders. And so on. Werewolf is a big bad alien. You never have to limit your creativity to the creativity that has been made by others. You can build off of it. You can expand on it. You can re-skin it, redesign it, if you want to use what they've made and built on it. But you're never required to be limited by their creativity or lack of creativity. And I say that because D&D, official D&D, is made by corporations to a certain degree. The versions that we are most familiar with right now is a game designed by a corporation. So don't ever feel limited by their creative aesthetics. I started coming up with a sci-fi setting for Shadowdark. Shadowdark is a rules light, fast, gritty, and simplified version of D&D, but all basically the same rules. And I was coming up with a sci-fi setting of it, grounded around a lot of actual astrophysics and science. Coming up with a couple mechanics to give it sanity checks and stuff like that that weren't overbearing or too much for new players. But then I got busy. Because when I went to go look for sci-fi settings, it was very limited, the amount that some people put in for Shadowdark specifically. Whoop! Cut my finger. I'm gonna go grab a band-aid. Oh, that's not a stupid idea at all. A campaign setting that's all about family and wheels and going fast. Rather than battles and attack rolls, it's all driving rolls. She just ate. Yep, and heads up, I'm live.
Oh, I saw.
Alright, I think I got it.
It's a PJ's paint and live stream kind of day. They don't know that.
They do now.
Yep. When did you start?
I don't know. When did I start? An hour and a half ago?
I don't know anyone in the chat.
Eh, that's good.
Yeah, they're new people.
New names, new faces. Makes a better world. Alright.
I have to take you to the coffee shop I went to tonight. Or today.
You went to the coffee shop?
A new one.
A new coffee shop.
It's really cute, and they have really good drinks and food. And it's really cute.
Where is it?
It's off of G and 19th.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of, it's the white building in this photo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just really cute. And downtown is also super cute right now. Look at all the leaves.
Obsessed with all the autumn leaves.
I am, because they're perfect. Look at that avocado toast with egg. I know I'm home, Linda. Come here, you have to make your stream appearance. I don't think either of you have said hello yet. It's your one job to pay rent.
The cats?
Yes.
Hey, big boy. Oh.
I'll get Luna.
Yeah? Are we having a cat moment? What's going on? Huh? What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Free.
She's a little fussy.
Oh, she's always fussy. One more cat.
Always. She's very upset.
Did you just eat?
She was trying to eat more, but I don't know why. She just ate.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for indulging.
Yes, they had to do their.
Free.
That's how they pay their rent. Cats on the internet.
Okay.
Did you tell Russell that idea is not stupid and that you and I already think the movies are D&D?
I mean, that is true. We have many theories that Fast and Furious is just a D&D campaign.
Well, and doesn't the main actor Vin play D&D? I thought Michelle Rodriguez confirmed that.
Yeah, he has his. Yeah, he has his whole D&D set with minis and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's D&D. So no, Russell, that idea is not stupid. It's brilliant, and we share the same brain. Can we not eat things that don't belong to us? she doing this to you last night?
Yep.
Did you like how I deposited her in your room and closed the door?
Nope.
She kept jumping on my desk, so I said, you have to go with your father. Are you just cleaning the minis right now?
Yeah.
They're all dirty from the 3D printer?
Yeah, basically. And it's... I'd rather clean it before I paint it than paint it then clean it.
Yes, that's a good idea. Well, it'll make the paint look nicer, too.
Yep. 100%.
By the way, it's beautiful and freezing outside.
I know, I can't wait to go outside. Okay. Oh man, I don't know if I know enough about cars. Or if would that even matter? I mean, they don't really talk about cars. They're like super spies now. And their superpower is their car. I feel like my favorite Fast and Furious movies are... I think 5 is my favorite. 1, 4, 5 is a perfect trilogy. Two was your favorite? I get that. The editing was not... The editing in the script did not hit hard for me. I never considered the soundtrack of 2. Tokyo Drift has some good moments. I think what was cool is how Tokyo Drift became kind of a sequel for a bunch of movies. And it was like, how are we going to get to that? And then when we got to that, and then how we tie in all those moments in that movie to later movies. That was a lot of fun. It's also pretty funny how he beats up the car just trying to race. Zulu, what are you doing in the slow lane? You gotta get... Okay, so... Don't do that. Okay, so we have a bunch of minis here. So we gotta paint these guys. Did he send me a reference for those? Okay, no. So the only ones that have reference art, this one, this one. Only ones. 3 of them do not have reference art. So, I guess I could... What time is it? It's 11:20 for me. Yeah, I guess what I will do is prime it tomorrow morning. I can probably start streaming a little bit earlier. Prime it and probably start painting a couple. But I do have to get more editing done. Alright, and I'll print out the reference art. And you can kind of see what I'm going for too. That'll be helpful. Alright guys. That's the stream for today. We cleaned up the minis. We know what we're jumping into. We talked about architecture. We talked about Fast and Furious. Love that. More side conversations to distract me from getting my work done. Always great. Cut my finger.
Wondering. It's all first aid out. Now I know.
All right. Well, guys, if you want to catch the stream tomorrow, make sure you're make sure you and then make sure you like the video. All right, I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Until then, have a great, wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, and good night.